Sup everyone, I'm the cartoon physicist, and this is Get Me Out Here! Get me out here! Do I really have to review this condescending piece of crap?
You picked that condescending piece of crap out of the hat.
Randomizer 2000.
Whatever. The point is, you said to your viewers that you would review whatever show comes out of the Randomizer 2000. You made a commitment, and you got to honor that commitment.
Yeah, but me and honor don't really come hand in hand. I mean, I did make you have stolen parts.
That's not the point. Just review it.
Sup everyone, I'm the cartoon physicist, and this is an oil list, taking apart the good, the bad, and the forgotten of the new millennium. And today I'm going to be reviewing DinoSquad. DinoSquad, an American animated series produced by Dig Entertainment, ran from 2007 to 2008 with 26 episodes, all centered around... You know what? I'm gonna let the theme song explain the plot. It's certainly better than having me groan about it.
I'm in the DinoSquad. On a beautiful beach not far away. I went to visit for a day. Got covered with some gooey ooze that changed my DNA. Now I try to act normal, keep my cool while other kids play after school. I turn into a prehistoric hero. I'm in the DinoSquad. I'm in the DinoSquad.
It's stuck in your heads now, isn't it? Good. It's been stuck in my head for the past week. That theme song probably doesn't explain the plot as much as I thought it would. It just did it in a desperate, we're totally cool rad dinosaur teenagers kind of way. What truly explains the plot of the show is the episode that sets everything in motion, the pilot known as The Beginning. Come on, writers, if you don't have a clever name for the pilot, then just call it the pilot. You're just embarrassing yourselves.
On DinoSquad, 5 ordinary teenagers become 5 extraordinary dinosaurs. But can they learn to work together in time to stop the villainous Victor Velocity? Go Dinos!
I was wrong. This is how they're embarrassing themselves. I might as well talk about that anyway. At the beginning of every episode, this extreme pro wrestler sounding narrator summarizes the episode in question, including the pilot.
Today on DinoSquad, it's up to Roger to use his human brain and his dino brawn to stop the monstrous mutation. Today on DinoSquad, will Caruso's quest for fame lead him to unmask his secret dino identity on national television? Today on DinoSquad, Caruso cheats and uses his dino powers to win a football contest. But the ultimate victor may be Dr. Velocity, who uses Caruso to track down the Dino Squad. Today on DinoSquad, Buzz is the victim of a school bully. Will Buzz get his revenge by going dino? Or can he learn to handle the situation without fighting back?
It's understandable why that's done on The Flash in a previously on The Flash way. Because every episode has an impact on the overall story in one way or another. It explains to new viewers what's going on. With DinoSquad, it spoils the current episode, not the previous one. And it's very unnecessary since every episode is filler. There is a big bad on the show, yes, but he's always just unleashing his mutated animals on Kittery Point, the main home of our heroes and a real-life place, by the way, and trying to capture his perfect dinosaurs, which he never realizes are the 5 main characters with the exact same color scheme as the dinosaurs he keeps stumbling upon. He's no better than that cone-head villainess from Power Rangers. In fact, because the entire show is nothing but filler standalone episodes, the villain is never defeated in the last episode. He's still a threat. The main characters have basically accomplished nothing throughout the series, other than what they usually do. Right, I better get back to explaining what they usually do exactly. Then again, to explain this, I have to talk about the antagonist, since he unknowingly started it all. The villain of the show is not unique. He's supposed to be this Lex Luthor type of CEO, Victor Velociraptor. Wait, really? That's his surname. Veloci. Okay, boys and girls, the reason why this bothers me so much is that he's a dinosaur who has survived extinction. How? The reason is so stupid that I'm going to have to make you wait for it. The payoff will not disappoint. Anyway, out of all the names he could have chosen for his alias, he chose Victor Veloci. I mean, really, dude, you're millions of years old with only some of that time hidden within humanity. You've probably used hundreds of aliases and you chose Veloci. From the sounds of it, you were trying to make a European surname. You failed at that because it's quite obvious you took Veloci out of Velociraptor and used the remaining raptor to replace Tesla in Tesladyne for your company name. Unless Raptordyne produces Jurassic Park toys, I don't see how you could have stayed hidden for so long.
I can help. I am a doctor, and I'm afraid I must tell you that all I saw was this fire curtain fall. Must have been loose. There are no such things as monsters or giant cockroaches. I suspect that with the lights in the dark and the long day, you didn't quite see what you thought you saw. It could have been a rare type of fatigue-induced group hypnosis.
No. Really? How? You have a dinosaur head helicopter. And also, cut your hair. I really doubt any of your business affiliates have taken you seriously with that hair. That might as well scream Hot Topic. Well, at least this gave us a dinosaur in a business suit. So what's his plan that our heroes have to stop? Take over the world?
Of course.
Well, kinda. He just wants the world to be the way it was during the Mesozoic era. Yes, he wants to give up all the luxuries he gave himself with modern methods to go back to a life of struggle and survival. Now it's clear why he hasn't fulfilled his world domination plans after all this time. He's an idiot. His incompetence as a villain is even shown in an episode where he tries to get one of the main characters to reveal his personal info while they're both on an internet game like an online predator. Let me rephrase my previous statement. He's a pathetic idiot. So how is he going to turn the planet into Jurassic World? This has another stupid answer that I'm going to have to make you wait for. But let's just say it has something to do with that orange stuff he's pouring into the water, which somehow finds its way of a sewer drain in Kittery Point, even though it clearly came from a lair under a city. And why did he contaminate a small shoreline where he could have contaminated something bigger like a reservoir? His plan would have been fulfilled if he did that.
Logic. It's far from the window by now.
It's at this point we meet all of the 5 main characters together at the beach on a field trip with their science teacher. I would talk more about them, but they have a list of flaws a kilometer long.
Yes, I said kilometer, not mile. I'm Australian, I can do that. In fact, America using the term mile is weird to us. America is only one of, 3 countries that hasn't adopted the metric system. And yet you're the ones making fun of Canada for using the metric system. Real mature.
Anyway, one thing I can say about the characters now is their character designs. Altogether, I really don't like them. Their small facial features limits how much emotion they can show, which makes their reactions to a dog being circled by a shark appear more like dull surprise. They dive into the water to save the dog, soon to be known as Rump, and swim through the, Fanta. Fanta, now with DNA altering additives. No, seriously. They swim through the very visible orange ooze that they could have swam around. Then again, that would end the series early. But would that really be such a bad thing? I mean, do we have to watch characters ignorant enough to not notice the glowing footprints they leave behind? The Fanta soon makes each of the characters grow and morph different body parts of their respective dinosaur. A T-Rex, a Stegosaurus, a Spinosaurus, a Styracosaurus, I think that's called, even though he clearly has the same horns as a Triceratops, and a pterodon, which is not a dinosaur. Yep, they learnt about palynology from Dr. Dinosaur.
Look, this show just keeps giving me Atomic Robo references on a silver platter. I can't help it at all.
And guess what? They don't feel or notice the changes at all. Unless it's magic, there's no way any of them could transform seamlessly. And no, it's not magic. It's something way more unbelievable. 5 characters had to go to their science teacher, Miss Moynihan, to talk about their last field trip, and it turns out she knows why these changes are happening to them, which soon makes her the 6th main character, as the group's mentor. Now, I consider her to be the most tolerable character on the show. She doesn't really do anything annoying, she just does what she's supposed to do, give advice and tell them what to do. What's honestly the most annoying thing about her is her voice. It has some kind of accent I can't quite pin down. What is it? British? Canadian? Minnesotan? Scottish? Italian? Irish? Jejune? What? Right. Enough stalling. Here's what I've been building up to. The stupid and unbelievable reason.
65 million years ago, an asteroid struck the Earth, wiping out all the dinosaurs. Except for 2 velociraptors. Over time, their genes mutated, and they gained the ability to adapt their form.
Yep. Veloci and Miss Moynihan are 2 velociraptors that stayed alive after millions of years and evolved to have the capability of shapeshifting into Homo sapiens in a cave. Where the hell do I begin?
First off, dinosaurs are not dragons. They are not immortal. They have limited lifespans. In fact, these velociraptors have at least 20 years to live. Tops. if they don't starve to death first or eat each other. Secondly, that's not how evolution works. Evolution is based on natural selection. Take the velociraptors, for example. They would mate, die, then some of their offspring would die, and their surviving offspring would mate with each other, carrying on genes that have allowed them to survive in their environment in the first place. This continues on for millions of years until you get a new species. So it wouldn't be these two velociraptors to get the inherent shape-shifting ability. It would be their their descendants. Thirdly, that would definitely not end with their descendants getting orange glowing shape-shifting powers. Evolution is also based on a species habitat. Each surviving generation would inherit and pass on genes and abilities that have allowed them to survive in a certain environment, like a cramped cave. How the hell does a cramped cave being the species' home result in them having glowing shape-shifting abilities? And the ability to show flashbacks through telepathy, apparently, and somehow having a time limit on their dinosaur forms before going back to their human forms, even though their dinosaur forms are their original forms. And look, I know this is a kid show, and I know this show's purpose isn't to teach kids about dinosaurs. But if you're saying evolution is the reason behind most of the stuff happening on the show, then you need to know what evolution even means.
It's like this show was made for the kids of creationism extremists just to put them off from believing in evolution.
Not to mention, it's a terrible origin story for these two characters. There are so many other origin stories the writers could have used that also made sense. Like Hot Topic and Jadoon Lady used to be human scientists working together on an experiment involving the phantom mutagen until there was an accident that made them shapeshifters. Or they used to be dinosaurs until they were exposed to orange alien chemicals in the meteorites that turned them into immortal shapeshifters, with Hot Topic experimenting with these chemicals to this day.
Neither of those ideas are original, but at least they made more sense than the writer's moronic original idea. Hell, Dr. Dinosaur's origin story made more sense, and he claims to have traveled from his time to 1999 with crystals. Okay, I'll stop with the atomic robo references. Frankly, I think I referenced Dr. Dinosaur twice.
And get this, Velocity made the primordial ooze to de-evolve mammals and other creatures to their prehistoric forms, including humans, into dinosaurs, with glowing dinosaur-shaped cutie marks, apparently. Okay, how does that make these cutouts into dinosaurs? Humans never evolved from dinosaurs. They evolved from creatures that were kind of like apes. Well, by now I would prefer seeing prehistoric apes throwing shit at Velocity foot soldiers than these guys who could barely do anything in their dinosaur form. They just stomp around and herd the ooze creatures. That's it. They don't even need their forms. Come on, you're freaking dinosaurs. Smash some trees, tear apart some cars. You don't even roar, for crying out loud. This guy is a scarier dinosaur than you.
10 minutes from Fort Knox. And in Christmas plots, Slappy wants 4... No! Not him!
Gosh and golly uckums! It's my yummy yum fun yummy fun yum friendaloo!
They could even just use their gadgets. Oh yeah, their gadgets. Get a load of this.
This is the DNA chiller. Relax, it won't hurt. The nitrogen will force the mutant DNA to the surface as it seeks warmth. This is the devolver. It will vacuum the frozen DNA for safe storage.
That's not what happens when liquid nitrogen contacts your skin. This is what happens.
A movie about an undead slasher being regenerated by nanites in the future / space is more scientifically accurate than DinoSquad. I just broke your brain, didn't I?
And how can Jadoon Lady even afford these guns, her own ginormous secret garage, and vehicles shaped like dinosaurs? Yes, she's millions of years old, but permanent banknotes didn't exist in the West until the 1600s. Plus, she would have to restart her account every 100 years or so just to ensure no one would find out her real age. Or maybe she fakes her death every 100 years or so and makes sure her new identity inherits the same money every time. But I really doubt the writers are that clever. Now we soon learn the characters cannot be cured due to gamma radiation because if it sounds sciencey enough, it must be true. Then they go off to cure a shark who's been turned into a megalodon and wait, I almost forgot. The dog was affected by the phantom mutagen. Primordial ooze.
Oh my god. This might actually make up for the show's flaws. Come on, doggy. Show us your awesomeness. That's it. That's what you de-evolved into. Just yourself, but with spines and a large dinosaur's head. Is it possible to be surprised and not surprised at the same time?
Here's the thing. Dogs have the most badass ancestors ever. Giant war beasts that you could ride on like a horse. They could have made the dog into this. Or this. Or this, or this, or this, or...
You get the idea. Those are more badass and accurate than this. And it's not even a cute dog anyway. What? I don't like bull terriers. Their faces look like they're stretched back. And I just lost my viewers who like bull terriers. Whoops.
My point is, one of the worst things you could do when working on an animated show is waste an opportunity. Practical effects and stop motion can only get you so far, and CGI certainly has its limits. But you can do so much with animation, with its only limits being time, money, and censorship. Any great artist who can get around those limits can do anything. You can warp reality every 5 seconds. You can make the Grand Canyon into a cereal bowl. You can have a cloud turn people into zombie clowns. You can have a robot Father Christmas on a killer rampage. You can have regular animation versus stop motion. The possibilities are as endless as the imagination. DinoSquad wasted its opportunity by giving us this pathetic excuse for a prehistoric dog. And that's not all. There was an episode with the evolved chickens. This is not what the ancestors of chickens looked like. You know what the ancestors of chickens were? T-Rexes. They could have had the T-Rex guy in the show fight off much bigger T-Rexes. But nope, they just went with giant chickens. That's one of the main problems with the show. The animators have no clue what the ancestors of certain animals looked like. They just made them look mutated rather than de-evolved like the show said they were. They could have easily done a Google search. Google did exist in 2007. I mean, they made the Megalodon look like a Leopleurodon. At least it actually looks like a prehistoric creature. The other oozed animals on the show were just made bigger with spikes and sharp teeth slapped on. This is the evolution thing all over again. I know this show isn't teaching kids about prehistoric animals, but if you're going to show them over and over in every episode, then show how awesome they truly are. Now, the characters are happy and form DinoSquad.